Hello, my name is Ed Zanders and I'm a composer, and I've been asked by the Cambridge Chorale to do a little video explaining a bit about myself, my work, and the piece that I've written for them, which is being performed this Saturday at Great St Mary's Church. And I've been asked a few questions about the piece and my relationship with the group, which I'm going to answer in this video. My first, I suppose, professional engagement with the Cambridge Chorale came last year when I wrote a piece for them called A Light Exists in Spring, which is performed pretty much exactly a year ago. And it was great working with such an able group of musicians, not only technically, but really because they seem to enjoy working with the composer and seem to really enjoy performing new stuff. And so when Julian got back in touch with me about writing a piece alongside Alex Wolff for their 20th anniversary celebrations, then it just seemed a no-brainer to go back and write again for them. And it also helped having the group in mind as I was writing this new piece. I sort of knew the quantity that I was dealing with, so that helped a lot. I'd also been wanting to write a piece about Cambridge for a long time, because I grew up there. I study in London at the Guildhall School, and I'd been, I suppose, looking for an excuse to write a piece about Cambridge for a while, and given that it was a Cambridge-based group, it seemed appropriate to find a text relating to Cambridge in some way. And The Backs, which is by a Trinity graduate called James Payne, seemed just the perfect one as soon as I came across it, because it paints the city so vividly, and I tried to recreate that in the colours of the music. It starts off with this very broad pentatonic wash. It should just be like a big cloud of colour, and that's sort of what I had in mind even before I found the poem. The sort of, I don't know, the atmosphere it picks up on in the poem is something that is very representative of Cambridge for me. That idea of the backs on a sunny day is very evocative, and I try to recreate that in the music. It's quite episodic. I didn't set every word of text. In fact, quite the opposite. I picked little bits and focused on those. And it really is in many ways more a rhapsody. I took little bits, because the poem works in that way as well. It focuses on little moments, so you can take a little fragment here and a fragment there and put them together and make something. It doesn't really matter what order they're in. There isn't a sort of long narrative. You can get away with being episodic, which I think works quite nice musically, because then you can fleet between ideas. There are obviously connections, musical connections there, but you can fleet between ideas quite easily, and the result is this sort of, hopefully, flowing string of gestures musically that is quite rhapsodic and episodic as well. I've been asked what is the most important direction I would give the chorale to make sure that we perform the piece as I intended. And I think for me, although it in some ways seems quite obvious, pulling at the extremes of dynamics is really important, because I've been quite specific in terms of how loud or soft I want certain moments, and I think there is a risk sometimes of falling into a middle ground, which would lose some of the spikiness, I think, because the colours are so vivid. Just really bring out the loud moments and the quiet moments when it's really quiet. Just make sure it's sort of almost on the verge of silence, and then it just adds more breadth and depth, I think, to the colour of the music. Also, of course, it would be lovely just if everyone enjoys singing it as well. That means a lot when people are enjoying singing. And from what I've seen and heard of the Cambridge Chorale before, I'm sure they'll have a good time singing all the music in the programme, because it's an exciting programme. And I'm very much looking forward to hearing it on Saturday. I get back to the UK on Friday, and it's going to be a wonderful welcome home, and I'm very much looking forward to it. and it's a great programme, and you should all come, and I'll see you all there. Thank you very much.